Friends have asked if I'm going to buy Procreate Dream.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Yes!
Yes!
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Yes, I was gonna buy it the minute they announced they were releasing something new. I don't really consider myself an animator. I've done motion graphics type stuff in After Effects, and every once in a while I get the itch to try some character animation, but I'm no animator. I'm also not that great with touch interfaces. I like a keyboard. I like the precision of a mouse, especially if I'm doing motion graphics work, so I don't really see how Dreams will fit into my current workflow. And I'm buying Dreams the instant it's available. But why? Now, generally, I hate me a corporation. Few of them have made our lives any better. And for artists, giants like Adobe, companies who make tools that are essential to our work, who you'd think would have our best interests at heart, squeeze every last dime out of their user base to then use that money to invest in generative imaging technology that will ultimately put their user base out of business. But apparently greed works differently in Australia because Procreate doesn't use a subscription model for any of their apps and shows no interest at all in generative imaging AI.
We believe in protecting the rights of artists. There is no image diffusion models in Procreate. We never collect your data, and we never phone home because your work belongs to you.
They've earned a lot of trust in the art community by listening to their users, which makes them feel like a real partner in this uncertain landscape of ours. I think that sort of company culture should be encouraged and supported, and besides word of mouth, the best way to show our support is to buy their stuff. A word of warning. ZBrush used to be my favorite software. It's still probably A or S tier for me, even with its wonky interface that makes absolutely no sense if you started with any other 3D program. I've gotten used to its quirks. Being able to just sculpt without having to worry about poly count or proper geometry helped me break through a wall that I was struggling with doing just poly box modeling. It feels like home. One of the best aspects of ZBrush in the Pixelogic era was the licensing. No matter when you brought ZBrush, you got free updates regardless of what version you started with. So if you were a super early adopter like ZBrush 1 before Dynamesh or the Gizmo, you got free updates all the way until version 2022. And then Maxon acquired Pixelogic. I actually did a video about the Maxon purchase of Pixelogic and some of my fears about what that meant for the program, and a lot of them turned out to be true. So with that, the free updates ended with the implementation of a new subscription structure if you ever wanted new updates. Now, to be fair, Pixelogic never promised free updates forever. The licensing language always indicated that these updates were free for now and that they might change to a different model if the need arose. But they never did. Over the years, Pixelogic developed an extremely loyal and supportive user base, and I honestly think that if they started charging for major updates, the community would have gone for it. I don't know how they managed to keep offering free updates for as long as they did. Maybe that's why they sold off to Maxon. Procreate has definitely won me over. Not gonna front, I was an early hater. A friend of mine got Procreate when it first dropped, and he let me try it out with his first generation Apple Pencil. And I did not enjoy it at all. Inking felt loopy because of the brush stabilization. I hated the glossy feel of the first generation pencil, and the balance was all wonky. There were so many gestures that I just couldn't figure out, so I ended up leaving the program a bunch to just look shit up, which got in the way of me drawing things. That initial experience kinda soured me on the program and the iPad in general. Over time though, I saw more and more of my peers picking up iPads and gushing over Procreate. I started seeing comic pages and covers drawn completely in the program. Professional artists were using it in full production environments, and I realized what a stubborn old fuck I was being. When I finally got my own iPad and sat down to give Procreate a proper try with the second generation pencil and figured out how to turn off that brush smoothing, everything just sorta clicked for me. Now it's one of my go-to programs when I'm working out a character design or trying a new painting technique or blowing off some steam with some fan art. I am hesitant to put my trust in any sort of corporate entity these days, but Procreate feels like one of the good ones. They've done a great job of nurturing their user base with updates that respond to their needs, which makes it really easy to recommend the iPad Procreate combo to my friends and students. And I'm sure that dreams will prove to be just as useful and will only ever have to pay for it once.
Whoa, dreaming.
Not the Adobe version.
I believe you can get me through the night. Whoa, dreaming. I believe we can reach the morning light. Fly me high through the starry skies, maybe to an astral plane, cross the highways of fantasy. Help me to forget today's pain.